Hey y'all. Good morning, or good afternoon. And happy birthday, happy solar return. Asia. Happy solar return to all of my cancers out there. All of my crabby patties. My crabs. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing all right? We're not really doing a birth chart reading on today, but as the title suggests, I do want to talk about cancer season. It's officially cancer season. And so I wanted to discuss some predictions or give you guys just a generalized understanding in terms of what to expect from cancer season. Okay. Good morning. Yes, early morning live. I got a lot to do today. So I wanted to go ahead and get it up on out the way. Y'all be sure to thumbs up this video as you come in. And, for everybody who didn't catch this live, of course, you'll just catch it on the playback. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started. And if we have a little bit of time left over, because I think I have an understanding of a certain amount of time I want to take with this live. But if we have a little bit of time left over, I'll end it out with some free tarot readings. Okay. So, with that being said, it is officially Cancer season, and I think the sun is currently at the second degree. It's at the Cancer degree. And so I thought that was kind of interesting because it kind of gives you this double dose of Cancerian energy. The number two is governed by the moon. So, according to the Chaldean system, because I notice a lot of people use different numerology systems. I'm not familiar with that. Okay. I always go by the Chaldean system. So the number two is definitely governed by the moon, which definitely compounds a lot of this Cancer energy. And so, with that being said, transiting Venus is also in Cancer. It's at the 25th degree. And at some point throughout the month, the sun will be conjoined to Venus. And so, what this says is that this is going to be a time that forces a lot of people to rest in our comfort, where a lot of us are going to feel a lot more compelled to rest in our comforts, right? This is not the time for trying new things. Okay. People are going to want to return to what's familiar, leading with what makes us feel good. And there will be a lot of focus on family, home life, your private life. A lot of people are going to have to learn how to reprioritize their private life. There could be a lot of family issues, especially depending on where these planets are going to be transiting throughout your chart. And I don't really have the time to get into how it's going to play out for each of the signs. I just don't. Maybe if I do later on in the month, I'll post that on Patreon. But regardless, it's still a time where, there could be a lot of issues or a lot of activity that forces us to kind of slow down and pay more attention to what the fuck is going on, like with our family, right? Um, there could be a lot of emphasis placed on closeness and intimacy, uh, as well as nurturing. So, as a whole, many of us will be getting more in tune with our feminine side, especially if you are somebody with a cardinal ascendant. So, we're talking, of course, Cancer ascendants as well as Libra, uh, Capricorn, and Aries ascendants as well. There could be a very strong need to take care of others. Maybe people will be playing like a caretaking role during this time, hosting. This could entail having relatives or people coming to visit, friends coming to visit and interact. Frequent interaction is going to be needed during this time. People could even be making decisions to move in with their partners or move in with friends, or somebody maybe needs a place to stay, so they're going to come shack up at your spot, or vice versa. Cooking, sharing, do in that same vein of doing what feels good. Eating for most people is a very pleasurable experience. So of course, as you may know, that it holds association with cooking, eating, and cancer is also going to be very prevalent. So, even tying it back to the theme of like housekeeping, maybe you'll be hosting a party, or being in a situation where you got to cook for somebody or something like that, right? Or maybe just yourself. Maybe yourself. Maybe you just want to take it back to the basics and eat your mama's, baked mac and cheese. Like, that type of vibes. There's also going to be heightened emotions as well as sensitivity. Um, and with that being said, there could be the tendency to take things very personally, which can cause a rift between ourselves and others, right? Especially if we're not able to exercise emotional intelligence during this time. Every time we start speaking on that Cancer energy, things get a little murky. Things get a little, convoluted, because we're all moving from a place of personal bias, right? Everything is more personalized when we talk about that Cancerian energy. So a lot of times people are going to be even selfish in a way, or self-absorbed in a way. You know what I'm saying? In terms of always analyzing things based off of how it makes you feel and what's going on with you, or taking things that maybe aren't even really meant for you and internalizing it and personalizing. And once again, this can kind of be modified based on where transiting Sun and Venus are placed in your chart, or where they're transiting through your chart. But that's something to keep in mind. Things from the past could be brought back up, unresolved issues. Learning how to be, once again, more emotionally mature is something that could be a challenge. A lot of us are going to be confronted with issues like emotionally charged issues, emotions that are going to, or situations that will tug at our heartstrings. There could also be a theme of people returning from the past, right? Especially when the Sun forms a conjunction to Venus. Expect that, especially for like my Capricorn ascendants, people with Capricorn in the first house and whatnot. Definitely be prepared for a person maybe that you fell out with, a person maybe even like a person you used to date a while back, a person who you never really got over to pop back up, or where there could be somebody either spying on you, or somebody who's kind of been keeping tabs on you for a minute and they reappear in your life, right? Um, Also be mindful of being emotionally manipulated as well. Now, I also wanted to address something else, because even though, especially when we start talking about like the general interpretation of like Cancer season, transiting Sun and Cancer and Venus, it's all of this like happy go lucky, oh my God, family, everybody's going to be eating and being with their family and being in the house. And like, yeah, that's cool too. But there are some very devastating things that are coming up on the horizon, which is another reason why I wanted to do this live, so that definitely people who this applies to, can be prepared. But expect a lot of changes to your living arrangements for many people. Once again, of course, this will be modified depending on where the transit is occurring in your chart. But for a lot of people, because Cancer does, once again, govern your home, your house, your estate, there are going to be many changes, and not necessarily for the better. Okay. I mean, in addition to there being just a lot of need to focus on your home from a generalized perspective, maybe you got to, fix something up, especially when Sun conjuncts to Venus. Maybe you got to spend some money on the house, what I'm saying? Whether it's interior design, doing some repairs, this, that, and the third. But there is a housing crisis on the way. Now, this is where it's like you really can't make this shit up, because I am someone who, as you guys may know, follows like politics. And, I kind of generally like to kind of keep an eye out and my ear to these streets to kind of see what's going on. And since the, beginning of COVID, which was like last year, there have been talks about people literally being kicked out on the street, because a lot of people have not been able to pay their mortgage, for obvious reasons, because you have the panoramic. And even now, even though a lot of people are acting like the panoramic don't exist no more because they're getting shots and Biden is like, oh, it's fine. Like, they're trying to push everybody to get back in the streets and get back to work and to, continue and live life as usual. There's still a lot of reverberating effects from that and consequences. And one of those being that a lot of people are still extremely backed up. And once again, rent, mortgage, people haven't been able to pay it. So, and I think the moratorium is being lifted um this month actually. So you'll have to do your research in terms of exactly what day. But point is, the writings have been on the wall for a very long time, and I just thought it was very interesting that this is all taking place in Cancer season. Cancer being the house. A lot of people are going to be homeless. A lot of people are going to be homelessness, and that's actually a really big manifestation, especially when we start talking about the sun conjoined the Venus in Cancer, where there's going to be a lot of concern. Cancer also deals with worry. It deals with a need to like want to be secure, and a lot of people's sense of security will be taken from them, flat out, will be taken from them. So yeah, homelessness will be a major concern and a reality for many. So a lot of people will be going into self-preservation mode. Another major theme is going to be major and drastic changes in the real estate market. Now, of course, this it makes sense considering like if a lot of people get evicted, that's just natural. And I've been hearing that it's a seller's market. It's a seller's market. So, and I do have some friends. I have a lot of friends. A lot of my Cancer friends are real estate agents and things like that. So, if you're approaching it from that angle, in terms of like maybe you work in the real estate industry or something like that, maybe this could be to your advantage and whatnot. But like, notice there's going to be drastic shifts in the, what do you call it? The real estate market this summer too, for better or for worse. So just remember where you heard it first, okay? Also, people are going to be a lot more private, a lot more guarded. And there may even be a need throughout the month at some point to like either buy lots of necessities, or where once again people are going to be very concerned with having their essentials and having their basic needs met, or where there could be a scare, or what I'm saying, something that could threaten a lot of people's way of life. So you always want to make sure, not necessarily that you're hoarding, but like, this season is going to require preparation. I also want to go back and correct myself too, because Venus is already like so late in Cancer. I don't know if the sun and Venus will be conjoined in Cancer this season, but it's still the same, right? Like my point is still my point, because like transiting sun and Venus are currently in Cancer. So these are just some things y'all definitely need to keep in mind. And I'm going to read the comments right now. Just got the go on my notary loan signing license. Congratulations. So that's what I'm saying. Like for a lot of people who are immersed in real estate to some degree, this actually could benefit you, but a lot of people are going to be fucked up and down bad over it. So you're telling me that Cancer energy deals with homelessness? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. And it can. That Cancer energy can deal with a lot of different. It can go both ways. So yes, it can create and foster an environment where maybe you purchase a home and this, that, and the third, but especially depending on the aspects and everything else occurring, like it could also threaten or cause one to feel threatened over their security, their home. So the door swings both ways. It's just that a lot of astrologers probably won't talk about that, but it just is what it is. So that's exactly what I'm telling you, Jamori and Lockett. My house is a shit show. Oh, you said shit now. My house is a shit now. My neighbor has a chicken coop. Not tiny, he has backyard. The smell is horrendous. Yeah. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Wow, here was me thinking not a lot of people are Cancer risings. Oh hell no, my exes better stay put. You are a Cancer, aren't you, Tuli? Um, yeah, very true. Leah, Rich, Pisces, Sun, in that house. Yeah, Cancer season spawns the urge to. I would definitely say that, Jamari. Jamari said, "Would you say that Cancer season spawns the urge to ruminate over past things?" And it absolutely can. So, like, whether it be nostalgia, both Cancer and Capricorn, of course, with them being opposite polarities, can have that effect. And so, ruminating over like past things, people, even when it comes to music too, like Cancer Sun, and when Venus is in Cancer too, it can create a very strong gravitational pull to music. People with very prominent Cancer influences, y'all can attest for this. I'm a Cancer South Node, and even I can absolutely attest to this. For many of us, with this energy natally, we have this relationship with music where it's like music will drum up. Like we could hear a song and know exactly what we were doing when we heard the song. And to this day, and that could be a really good thing, especially if there are positive memories associated with it. But that shit can go all the way left. Like to this day, I cannot listen to Anita Baker properly, even though I love her. She's the GOAT. I grew up on her music. I stand almost every Anita Baker song you can imagine. My mom, once again, the cancer thing, my mom brought me up on Anita Baker. But my daughter's father, when we got together, I remember we used to listen to Anita Baker every day. Come on, baby, make it all right, my baby. Say it's all right with you, baby. It'll be all right if I could only see you. And like when our relationship went to hell, every time I would turn on Anita Baker, like I would get triggered. I would get so triggered. So I would get so triggered. Um, you like Anita and Tony? A little Anita. But yeah, we have soundtracks to our lives. A lot of cancer placements can have soundtracks to their lives. So, um, with that being said, I mean, that could be a theme that comes up during the season as well. Heightened creativity. You know what I mean? So people could be inspired, especially if you are a creator yourself, or there could be a lot of music dropping, like really good music dropping during cancer season. So those are some more positives. Do you still have a wait on your natal chart readings? No, I don't. I am available for readings, and I will actually put my email address in the comment section. So that way, if you are interested in booking, feel free to contact me and we can get you squared away on today. Okay. I hope some good music drop because damn, this new shit ain't it. The Migos really disappointed me. I'm not even gonna hold you because like y'all know I love the Migos. I don't care what nobody say because now it's popular to not rock with them. I'm biased as hell. I've been fucking with Migos and maybe I'm showing my age too. I've been fucking with Migos since Trapped Out That Band though. Hey, like my niggas, period. But this lad, what is it? Culture 3 was not given what it was supposed to give. I'm severely disappointed. You been reminiscing, Lauren? Hey, Andre. Straightening. I like straightening. Straightening is cool. I'm speaking to the project as a whole. The project as a whole was not. It let me down on certain levels, and I don't think I was comfortable with that. That kind of upset me. And once again, that's actually really good example of that cancer energy and that pull, that emotional pull that we have to music. Now, like I said, even though I'm a cancer south node, I don't have any other placements in cancer, but it's the same thing. Like when I think about Migos, I automatically think about where I was in my life when I first started listening to them. When I first started listening to Migos, I was in college. Bando came out what in 2012, 2013. So I might have been like 21. You know what I mean? Like at a house party. I remember they played it at all the house parties. And I remember when it was the it was the mixtape after that. The one with Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana. I remember I spent that whole summer cheating on my boyfriend, and it was immaculate. And the nigga I was cheating on him with was listening to that. We would listen to that riding around the city. You know, while he would buy me drinks, we would go get drunk, go to kickbacks. I used to cook for him. Like I like all of these details are literally tied to Migos for me. And like I think about like all the times I turned up, all the times I did super fun stuff, and Migos was the soundtrack to all of my bad decisions. And I like the bad decisions that I could look back on now and like laugh and feel good about and be like, hey, hey, hey. You see what I'm saying? So therein lies that cancer pull. So I'm not gonna let you niggas on the internet tell me them niggas is not popping now, or like I'm not gonna listen to them because like people don't like them now. Fuck out of here. Like fuck out of here. Yes, I know she a freak. I know she freaky. Hey, please do not try to run game on me. I'm not a PlayStation. She don't want to be a freak no more. She don't want to be a freak no more. Yeah, I was cheating. And to be fair, and you know, like, I'm a Sagittarius for real because I got something to justify all my bullshit now. To be fair, in my defense, okay, the nigga was cheating on me. But the younger me was not the type of girl to like go cry in the car. I might cry about it, but like, I'm a Cancer South. I might cry, but like after I get done crying, I'm not one of those girls. I was never one of those girls that's like, I'm gonna stay in the house. Like, I'ma hope we get through this. Like, okay, he cheated on me. He cheated on me habitually, but for whatever reason, I wasn't ready to leave him, right? That Cancer attachment. So I said, okay, this is how we finna do this. Like, I live my life. I live my life. I activated Tatiana. So he was cheating, I was cheating. He was a dog, I was a dog. Woof woof together. And it just was what it was. But it was fun though. So ladies, Pluto stash generation, be safe, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all have fun. That's what your 20s is for. Have fun. And I guarantee you, if you got Cancer influences, the music you listen to now that creates the soundtrack for your experience, 5, 10 years from now, you're gonna look back and be like, damn, you still gonna love that shit. It's how you feel. So every time I hear Migos, I'll be 50 years old and a Migos song will come on and it'll bring the Tatiana out of me. Like I'll be like ready to turn up, like, hey, like, hey, what we gonna pull up? Like what we doing? What's up? Like, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I love it. I love it. I might play it at my daughter's graduation. What y'all kids know about this, huh? Huh? And the chicken, it's like a stir fry. Yeah, yeah. I'm a Pisces. We cheat only if the person is better. Pisces that cheat to have a whole nother life on your ass. I would. The Perfect Escape. What your channel gonna be about? Yeah, we know Pisces are very sneaky. My boyfriend was a Pisces. Pisces are very sneaky. I love you, but you overhyping the Migos a little too much. Actually, I'm not. I'm literally the hype that I'm giving the Migos is the hype that they've earned, the place that they're earned in my life. That's what I'm saying. You ain't gotta like it. It's a personalized experience. That's the whole point of this. Like the music that I deem to be soundtracks to my life ain't got shit to do with nobody else but me and what the fuck was going on with me. And it may not even really have that much to do with the Migos because I've never really proclaimed them to be. I think they're very talented, but I never even really proclaimed them to be like, I don't know, the best lyricists, even though Takeoff carries the group. Takeoff carries the group. But anyway, it's not even like that. Like they're not even my top list of like favorite rappers. But their music, it does it for me. It gets me where I need to go. Yeah, Takeoff carries the group. I know his bag be hurting. And for a minute, because a lot of people think popularity equals talent or visibility equals talent. So he's the one who really don't be in the media, don't really be saying nothing. He ain't really got no gimmicks going on, no gimmicky relationships like Offset and Quavo. So people just was like, oh, he got left off of Bad and Bougie and he's this. But like, I remember once again back in the day, like from day one, this nigga, I mean, Quavo is the hook master. Offset does really good at kind of filling in the empty spaces, the gaps in between. And he's married to Cardi B, but like Takeoff, I'm not gonna hold you. Like that nigga is as lyrical as the group. Like I know y'all like to call them mumble rappers, but the nigga is like not bad at all. Like the nigga is actually very thorough. Like his skill is very thorough. Okay, so and that's it. I'm stepping away from that. I used to listen to Migos all the time on my way to the gym. I enjoy Offset at the most. Yeah. You think Offset the best? I don't know about that. Takeoff is the best rapper for sure. Facts. I feel like if you listen to the majority of their catalog, Takeoff consistently has always. It's like you're waiting for his verse. Like, okay, yeah, whatever, we dance, but like Takeoff's verse is like that nigga is finna really come in and like he reads the syllabus, he knows the assignment, he completes the assignment, he does a little extra credit towards the end, and at the end you're very satisfied. Like, that's what Takeoff is gonna give you. And then he's gonna go back in the corner when the song is over. Yeah, that was your college days too. Okay. Mama. Little nigga smoking mid. Get it pipe back to your uncle. Travis Porter. Okay, so yeah, there. Let's talk about it. Are you from Atlanta? Are you from Atlanta? Where you from, Amjad? Because that's another one. That's another group. Okay, that it will give me all of my feels. Okay, because we can really go back. We can really go back. We can go back in the archives with Travis Porter now. Um, and it's just so sad. I feel like they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and it hurts my feelings so much. But she naked. Hey, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, look, I'm a C average twerker at best, but when I tell you, I was throwing that thing.
Hi.
Oh, my baby just came in. You say it again, Maddie.
Hi.
Hi. Are you a Cancer, Madison?
Yes, I'm a Cancer.
Are you excited? When is your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, how old you gonna be?
7.
See, the Krabby Patties are taking over this season. All right, but love you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you from Southwest Georgia? So okay, we here with it. That like Travis Porter was like the team. Like you couldn't like every house party, every kickback, weeping up. When I say I was throwing the subpar C average twerk ass, like I was. Oh my god, Travis Porter was hot shit for sure, for sure. Ugh, you think they fine? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say that. I don't know about that. Lily, we're not. I just accepted it. Our taste. Yeah. The rich kids! Yes! Hey, hey, what's up? Bow, bow. What's up? Hey, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, them niggas was singing their ass off. What's up? Yeah. We hit the mall and ball all day. Yeah. See, that 2010, like the early 2010s, like, you taking me back. It was giving me very much high school, college vibes, like I wish I could just time travel. But here in lies that cancer effect. Like you think about it, you get all nostalgic about it. Like I want to go in a time machine so that I can go and like jig one time. Like, uh. Them niggas used to sing their ass off. Mindless behavior. I remember mindless behavior, but I feel like because they were young, they were like really young, so they was like a little. Like I feel like I wasn't their targeted demographic, but I remember I can't even remember what song they sang, but I remember them little boys like dancing and shit. You from Savannah? You know all about the ratchet Atlanta music. Listen, that the Atlanta thing, and y'all remember what was his name? He it was a big old scandal because he had got beat up one summer, and it was like right when YouTube was like in its early stages, and people was putting it on YouTube. Well, hold on, let me look it because it's making me mad that I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. Um, what is his name? Young LA. Young LA. The ain't I, hey, him, what, his album, he had like a really good album, he had a really good run. Ain't I smoking strong, ain't I putting on, ain't I rocking games, ain't my money long, ain't I. He had more than one hit. He had that song, he had damn, I guess maybe he. I feel like it was. Oh yeah, he did have more than one hit. Cause you remember that? Shout it, come and hop in my ride. I'm talking about that futuristic love. Are you with it? You make me wanna elroy you. So come sex me. That's Fantasia's brother, by the way. But yeah, he did have more. It was a few, like he had a few sprinkled in there, and then he had an album that I remember one of my homegirls used to play all the time. But I always wondered, like, what happened to Young LA? What happened? Kendrick Lamar has a Cancer Mercury. Maybe that I ain't even gonna say what I was gonna say. Yes, that's Fantasia's brother. You can't tell by the way they sing. Go back and listen to that song. Now that you know that, go back and listen to the song when this live is over, and listen to the way that he uses his vocal cords. It's like that register that he be hitting. It sounds very fake. They do is scream. He was like, "Let's go, yeah!" Like he got that little yeah. Shawty got me happy my right. Like I'm like, oh my god. And so when I realized that that was her brother, I'm like, yeah, that's about right. Let go. Young LA, yeah. Futuristic love. Yes. They got that screaming shit on lock. But yeah, little known fact, that's Fantasia's brother. Rich homie Quan. Yes. I'm kind of mad that he fell off too, because y'all remember if you a real Georgia ATL head, you remember when Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug actually used to make music together. I thought they was a damn rap group in the beginning, because that's how much music they made together, and I missed that. And then they ended up falling out. Fantastic can make a nigga cry, right? Right, make you feel some type of way. When I'm dropping a mixtape, see, listen, I'm actually a songwriter, so I don't really have any aspirations of being a singer myself, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all will be hearing my work, and I affirm it, right? Y'all will be hearing my work on the radio very soon. Yes, I miss that shit so much. I want them to link back up. They made, if you ask me, I mean, I like Thugger, but like they make better music together, honestly. Because I remember like maybe what in 2017, 2018, Rich Homie came out with an album, and I remember listening to it. Maybe it was an album or a mixtape, and I mean it was alright, but I'm like, yeah, y'all need to whatever it was that happened, y'all need to make up so y'all can go ahead and do this one time for the culture. Thank you, Leo. You don't see it happening. Good morning, Salacious Summers. Yeah, little baby, he running shit now. But you know, I miss the old Atlanta. I'm not even gonna hold you. I definitely miss the old Atlanta. The old Atlanta, we used to be turned up. You heard me? We used to be turned the fuck up. Not them getaways. Now I think I might have been in middle school on them getaway boys. How that song go? Let me be a getaway. Where are you from, Courtney? Where? I wonder if I get copyright. I probably would get copyrighted if I play them getaway boys. Let me be a getaway. Are you from the South Side? Okay. Yeah, like you took it back. The nigga said first time I went to Atlanta, I got finesse. Nigga saw me leave. That sound about right. That sound about right. You know, I was looking at a tweet yesterday and it was like, why do people like to come to Atlanta as a vacation spot? Like, talk about your ass be mad as hell on all that, like just mad as hell and confused. Like, and that's a good point. Like, this is not Miami, it's not New York, it's not California. I get that there's like a new resurgence, especially within the past 10 years, 10 to 15 years, like in terms of like Atlanta booming and being like the new, you know, a lot of people like to call it the new Hollywood and so much like so many black people, but like it's not a tourist, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a tourist friendly spot. Like unless you finna be, I don't know, unless you want to go to like the MLK museum, you know what I'm saying? Like well, I don't get it. Like why are you here? You just finna be mad. Unless you want to, you know, or be on some like you know, hood rat shit. We ain't got nothing for you but lemon pepper wings and niggas and niggatry. Lots of niggatry. That's it. Like if you looking for like a nice place to like, you know, the scenery and the vibes, you need to take your ass to Miami or something because that's not what you finna get here. At least I mean I know they be scamming in Miami too. You'll get finessed in Miami, but like at least you got a beach to go to. You know what I'm saying? They got vibes. Like in Atlanta, we really don't have shit. You got the scamming without the vibes. Like you, unless you know somebody here, why are you here? Honestly, events, yeah. Like maybe you want to come to a con, maybe, but people, I went to Atlanta and it wasn't fun, bitch. Why was you here? Like, what was the point? Who told you to come here, girl? You. That's how I know you a follower. Atlanta is not finna fix your life or your ass right. And Lennox got shot. Your ass niggas stay getting hit up at Lennox. Maybe your ass fucking around and get robbed at Lennox Mall. You can always do that. Truth be told, your ass be better off at the West End or Greenbrier. Niggas trying to flex at Lennox Mall and fuck around and get your ass toe out the frame. Because that's the mall. That's the mall people go who got money. Like it's the rich people mall. If you don't have a couple bands to blow in your pocket, which let's be real, like that's the majority of it. I think I went to Lenox Mall like a handful of times, and both all the times, 2 to 3 times that I went, like I was with someone else. And but what a lot of niggas do is they'll hit up the food court. And that my first date there, that's exactly what old boy did. And I'm like, you think you slick? No, 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 no. I want to go to Urban Outfitters, which was kind of like the cheapest thing they had. The Urban Outfitters, the Nike store, everything else that that it's straight up like I think they got a Gucci store if I'm not mistaken. Like it's that kind of vibe. So that's why you'll see lots of celebrities, all the scammers there, everybody with money there. So naturally, especially if I was a criminal, I would be thinking like, yeah, let me post up outside of Linux and catch these niggas slipping. It's some easy licks. So that's why I'm like, you be better off going to the malls in the hood. Actually, that American Deli peach. See, I never really liked that. Like I know that's the stereotype. Like, oh, let me get a 10-piece lemon pepper, no, 10-piece hot lemon pepper sprinkles, 5 hearts with a peach drink. Like that's never been. I ain't the peach drink. I'm not the peach drink type of bitch. You was in College Park some years back. So you was on the east side. Go to Chicago. Wait a goddamn minute, Camilla. You said Chicago. Now listen. What part? What part? We just got done talking about the dirt curse. Listen, I ain't got time for it. Oh, so you went to Linux every day? Okay, well, good luck with that. Cause I girl, look, can I borrow can I borrow $50? Cause it'd be a bit much for me. I'm like I could just take my ass to Ross and dress for less, you know. But once I become the millionaire that I know God wants me to be, I probably still wouldn't even go to Linux Mall. Truthfully, like I said, it just makes me nervous. It's too much. It'd be too much going on. No, I don't think I've nope. I don't think I've ever been to Augusta. Augusta, like my dear said, Augusta. Looking like you're from Augusta. I have never been to Augusta. Have you? Atlanta be lit as fuck, in my opinion. It does, but like, I just think from the standpoint of like, maybe you already been here, you know somebody here, but like from a tourist, like if I had never been to Atlanta before, and it's like, oh, pick a place on the map. Like, girl, we're gonna go on vacation. Where are we going? Like, and to me, Atlanta wouldn't fit in with those options. Like, oh, well, we could go to Vegas, go to the casino, we can go to Miami, go to the beach, we can go to, like New York. I would like Atlanta, like y'all, and do what exactly? And so I've heard that, and like, okay, I went to like downtown Chicago one time in 2016 because I actually worked at Allstate. And Allstate's headquarters is in Chicago, and they sent us there. But like it was very brief. It was giving downtown vibes, and then we went back home. And I didn't ask no questions because some of the girls was trying to explore the city. I said, listen, okay, um, I listen to drill music, so let me tell you something. I it's a no for me. Like I know, even the Uber drivers was like, "Oh, what part of town?" Like there were dead at certain parts of town that they would not take you. It was a bit much. Like I don't like I'm not going to nobody else could. I don't know folks. I don't know y'all like that. Mm. You love Chicago. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would like to go back and experience like more parts of like you said downtown and the city and whatnot. But you live near Perimeter Mall. Yeah, Perimeter Mall is cool too. You heard about that girl that got that little girl that got shot around Perimeter Mall too. Riding in the car. She was in the car with her mom in the back seat and they got the shooting outside of Perimeter Mall. That kind of scarred me too. This was like what, either earlier this year or last year when like it was like this because lately it's been an uptick of crime in Atlanta. And so it was like this weekend where like it was like a lot of children getting caught up in like the crossfire and stuff like that. It was so sad. She said, "Yeah, no, I'm good on that hood shit. I keep it in my music because I'm scary as fuck." Now listen, I'm the hood Astro queen, but like, let's be very clear. I'm will. I'm not stupid. Like we're not. This is not. This ain't that, and that ain't this. This ain't that, and that ain't this. So I'm with you on that. I don't. I don't. I'm not finna play with my life. Crime is on the rise. You barely go downtown without seeing the damn water. Now the water boys will harass you. That's real tea. The water boys will curse you out. They'll violate you. Like I personally ain't never got necessarily cussed out by the water boys, but I've had water boys like beating on my window. Ma'am, screw me, ma'am, ma'am, screw me. Hey, ma'am. Nothing like a good hood Southside gentleman from Chicago. Oh, oh, oh! You got some memories with a hood dude from Chicago. Every time I think of Chicago dudes, I be thinking about like the lingo, like the you goofy as hell, man. So okay, I'm going to move on to the your 25th birthday is on Saturday. Happy birthday, Libby. Krabby Patty. Downtown Atlanta a little scary. I don't scare easily. Good morning, Josie. So I am going to do what is this? I think this was up there, right? No, this is right here. I'm gonna do a reading, a tarot reading in terms of like the generalized message for Cancer season. Okay. What is the generalized message for Cancer season? Could you clarify the generalized message for Cancer season? Generalized message. Oops. Could you clarify the generalized message for Cancer season, Spirit? Generalized message for Cancer season. 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 So I see a lot of people, and this actually coincides with a lot of what I was saying in the forecast, because we got the Magician over the Page of Wands, the Five of Cups over the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands over the Eight of Cups. And I feel like a lot of people have been working very hard in terms of manifesting new opportunities, new situations, especially when we start talking about like career wise, money wise, people trying to put themselves in better positions. But I see that a lot of people, especially with the Five of Cups over the Six of Pentacles, are going to be either disappointed or certain things could come up short. You know, whether it be, like I said, a loss of income, a situation where people have to be very worried about their security. Maybe you have to resort to asking for help. Maybe somebody should or is going to come to you for assistance. You have to know your limits during this season, because I feel like a lot of people are also going to be forced to turn their back on a lot of people because there's only so much that you can carry. You know what I'm saying? So learning healthy boundaries, um, placing limits on certain things, and also learning how to cope with disappointment and being able to walk away from things that are no longer serving you. If you got to go back to the drawing board and recalibrate your plans, you know, this season, this month is going to be a time to do that. It's kind of just going to force people to understand like where the chips fall in a lot of areas of their lives. Yes, I do tarot. I've been doing tarot. I love what you're doing tarot. I just bought the Haunted House Tarot, and it's beautiful. Oh, I gotta look that up. I'm still using the Rider Waite. quick advice. If you didn't have an STD, but a girl who likes you has one, would you dodge her or just go for it? She's overall cool, but I don't want to risk my health. Are we talking about, because I feel like we're talking like HIV territory here, because for the most part, or the Nestle Crunch, the Nestle Crunch NBA disease, because everything else is curable. So that shouldn't even be a factor. So I'm just gonna assume you're talking about one of those two, but she on meds. You know what? Let's ask Spirit. Should Tuli pursue this young woman with a venereal disease? Should Tuli pursue a young woman or this young woman with a venereal disease? Should he pursue her? Should Tuli pursue this young woman with the venereal disease? Should he pursue this young woman? Should he pursue her? Should he pursue her? Okay, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, sir. I'm gonna say no. And not because it's like, oh, because she got it and she's undeserving like of it. Because I do feel like it's 2021, especially when we start talking and educating ourselves on certain diseases. Like certain diseases is like, it's not a death sentence, and there are people who can go on to have very meaningful relationships with these things. But the reason why I say no is because we got the Knight of Cups, which is, I mean, that's you. Knight of Cups is very Cancerian. So a guy who's very interested in a woman, he's making himself emotionally available, right? He's interested in her, but it's over the Five of Wands next to the Five of Cups again. And so that kind of ties back over into the general reading that I did. And then the Six of Swords. So it speaks to there either being disappointments or where, even if you were to pursue it, maybe it wouldn't turn out the way you wanted. And furthermore, with the Nine of Swords over the Devil card, I think it speaks to, like, let's say if you were to pursue her, that would be something that would be lingering over your head a lot. Like, the threat, the possibility of you getting it. To the point where I don't think I think it'll hinder your ability to really enjoy and be present in the relationship as well. You know what I mean? I also feel like too with this devil card, I mean it could speak to your fear and paranoia in terms of like not wanting to catch it. But I also feel like, could you clarify the Nine of Swords over the devil card? Could you clarify the Nine of Swords over the devil card? Yeah, I just feel like it'll be something that you ultimately won't necessarily be happy with in the long run, because especially like, let's say y'all, like, something happens within a relationship, you might even feel kind of resentful towards her, like, I'm dealing with you and all of this, and maybe I'm not getting what I thought I was gonna get out of the deal. And I think it really just boils back down to peace of mind. um and I don't really see you having a lot of peace of mind in that situation. Maybe if anything, because we got the Wheel of Fortune, the Hangman, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, Page of Cups. If anything, maybe take things slow and even see if there are, like, if y'all can engage in a platonic relationship or something like that. But yeah, I definitely see you being somebody who's it's gonna be hard to really. Oh yeah, yeah. I say no. I say don't do it. That's my final opinion. sparkle in your eye. This is the type of stuff people need to be using tarot for. I'm here for it. Right. I guess she's still on the meds, bro, but hell no. And like, and like I said, this spread, it kind of contradicts my own personal opinion. Cause in my personal opinion, I would be like, oh, well, maybe you could see what it's about. But like I said, spirit feels like it'll have a lot more devastating consequences, even if not to your physical health, it'll be taxing on your emotional health. Right now, y'all just friends. She want a relationship badly, but I'm not ready, and that's fair. And that's fair. But you know what? I'm glad she told you. I'm glad she told you because you have a lot of people who don't share their information with other people. You know what I mean? And it's like how can you not share that with somebody and allow a person to make the informed decision on whether they want to engage or not? So I think the positive side is that A, y'all are friends, and then B, she shared that with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people who don't do that shit. A lot of people would have just gave you the sloppy toppy and threw the coon coon, and then you look up and your life is twisted upside down. So I think that's good. Yeah, most definitely people will wait until something comes up when they're forced to tell their truth. Yep. The car suggests you keep it moving. I learned the hard way. Yeah. I'm sorry about that because I can only imagine. That shit is whack. A lot of people need to take more. Y'all remember when Justin J? I don't know if y'all watched Justin J, but y'all remember that he did a video saying that because he has HIV, right? And he was like, I don't have to tell a person that I'm dealing with that I'm HIV positive. And I said, nigga, what the fuck? He had got like a lot of backlash. He tries so hard to be so intelligent and so like socially conscious and aware and you know but like, I'm like, nigga, what? Now I understand the sentiment of like not advertising your health status to the world. You don't have to walk down the street with a sign on your head that says, I have herpes, I have HIV, I have AIDS, right? But if you're dealing with someone, you can gauge when to tell them. That's up to you. But in my opinion, I feel like if it's one of those things where y'all are finna fuck, that y'all's relationship is finna trend towards a sexual one, right? Or even exclusivity, you do owe it to that person to tell them your health status. I gotta go back and watch exactly what he said. Justin J irks me. Such a professional victim. He comes across as like a faux intellectual. He want to be smart and enlightened so bad. You know, like I said, he's one of those people who definitely takes on like the social, like the stereotype of the social justice warrior, the stereotype of the person who has all of these different politics and this and that and the third. He uses all of these hot buzzwords, but very rarely has the uh intellectual bandwidth to properly explain himself and his positions on things and to really flesh through a lot of his ideas. Sometimes he can be kind of entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't hate him. It's not really nothing serious against him, but that comment in particular, like he did a whole video on it. Like, I don't owe anyone my because I guess another point he was trying to make is like if I'm undetectable, but I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck if you're undetectable. If you have it, okay, you need to let the person that you're having sex with know. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I'm going to jail and you're going to hell if I fuck you and I find out that you have an incurable disease. And that's just that on that. Like, you already know how he get down. So whoever watching him, don't have sex with Justin J. That's how that nigga get down. You gotta watch Aphrodite on YouTube. His tarot readings on celebs and crime is so spot on. I'm gonna check him out. Thank you. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out. It's kind of scary nowadays on the sex tip. A lot of people don't care about nothing. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I've been celibate, which makes so much sense. I got Aquarius in the fifth house, so fifth house rules sex. I've been celibate for over 4 years now. Justin J disgusts me. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I do watch some Wisdom and Light. Shout out to Wisdom and Light. hmm I don't watch many tarot readings, but I do. She has a nice tarot channel. She's really good at what she does, and I heard she's an astrologer too. Like she was an astrologer first, so it's very similar to myself. Like I've started off in astrology. I'm an astrologer first, but she ended up in the tarot sector. But she's really good at what she does. So shout outs to Wisdom in Light. Um, I have not seen Snowfall. I've heard it was good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who left out. Truly, I guess maybe I'll check out an episode or so. But anywho, with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this live up because I got some things to do. He is a Leo, but I think he meant telling random people, and it's not their business. I believe he is communicating that with his partners. I don't. I gotta go back and watch the video, but it wasn't. It was a lot of backlash because it wasn't because of that. Like he didn't. I feel like he was making a point that like even with a partner, like if you're dating somebody, you don't have to tell the person that you date. Um, I'm gonna go back and double check, but because I remember there distinctly being a lot of backlash because people are like, "Nigga, what?" But it makes a lot of sense to say that you don't have to advertise it to the world. But let me go back and double check. Let me go back and double check. Yeah, Justin J is definitely a part of. Hold on, I lost it. Justin J is definitely a part of that super duper lib. Yeah, that annoys me. Just surface level liberal politics. Yeah, like it's like a ideologue. Like you know what I'm saying? They just kind of it's like an echo chamber full of like, well, you need to do like it's like virtue signaling and using certain words and and don't get me started on the fat shaming. I'm like, oh my god. Like granted, I do agree, like we are a society that is built upon a certain standard, a certain ideal, a certain whatever the case may be. Even as I'm at a chunky monkey phase in my life right now. Like it is what it is. But like even with that being said, it's just everything is fat phobic to him, and I'm just like, okay, like he's one of those people. Like, and there are a subsect, it's a sector of the population who feel like if you address and acknowledge obesity and the problems that come with obesity, that's being fat phobic. But don't even get me started. That's a different conversation for a different day. I'm like, shut your fat ass up. Like, just shut up. Everything is not fat phobic. Everything is not fat phobic. Everything is not fat phobic. It just gives me I want everybody to cater to what the fuck I got going on. Love you, Mick. Thanks for everything that you do. My birthday is next month, so I have to get a solar return reading. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Leo. And yeah, just hit me up. Love you, Max. Starting my day with last. Happy Cancer season. Love you too. Have a good day. Okay, y'all go get baked rigatoni at the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, noted. Noted. Come on, Cancer, with the food recommendations. Right on par with Cancer season. Do celebrities have control over what they post on social media, or do their labels tell them what they can and cannot post? It depends on the celebrity. Because you know a lot of celebrities are very hungry for attention. You know that Leo Aquarius polarity. Leo rules celebrities in the entertainment industry. Aquarius rules the internet, social media. So naturally, a lot of celebrities, especially now that we're going through the Aquarian era, the Aquarius era, Saturn in Aquarius, where there is being this kind of redistribution of influence in terms of like a lot of celebrities are finding their way onto social media platforms, OnlyFans, other social media platforms to try to like infringe and encroach upon spaces meant for like social media influencers because that is the culture we're living in. These people are attention starved, very Leo, Aquarius polarity. So a lot of I said that to say a lot of them are, navigating their own social media pages, unfortunately. Which is a part of what gets them in trouble and it triggers the outrage machine with it in the controversy with that Aquarius energy, especially Summer Walker. That's the person that comes to mind. Everybody don't need to run that shit, but you do have a lot of people too, though, who do take the approach of having either the label or like a manager or somebody, an assistant social media manager, run their accounts too. So it just depends. But you can tell the artists who run their own shit though. You could just tell by how they post, like they're always available. They're overly available. That's why like celebrities, they don't make celebrities the way they used to make them, like back in the 90s and before social media was really a thing. Because it's like, bitch, I don't want to know what you ate for breakfast. Bitch, why is you showing me your 10-car garage, ho? Bitch, I'm trying to make rent this month, bitch. You can call it hating all the fuck you want. But the truth of the matter is, and therein lies that redistribution of power. Like, okay, y'all can't really dangle steak to hungry wolves and expect people to be happy for you and to be this, that, and the third. And maybe people just don't want to see you doing well. But you are rubbing your millions of dollars in people's faces when statistically speaking, 80% of America makes less than $50,000 a year. Or maybe is it 70? Point is, most of niggas is broke or like barely middle class don't even exist. It's like high functioning broke. You can be destitute, down, out, down, bad broke, or high functioning broke. Okay, because the middle class is rapidly disappearing. So I said that to say like before celebrities made themselves so available with social media, I feel like they were more likable. And just certain celebrities have personalities. It's like, bitch, I could have gone my whole life without knowing you was like this. Once again, Summer Walker comes to mind. I could have went my whole life without knowing that bitch feeds her baby kelp smoothies and that she's a bitch. Like I could have went my whole life without knowing that. I could have went my whole life without knowing JT was annoying and rude as fuck. And I do think people, intentionally target her and pick on her too. But she's still a bitch. Like certain celebrities, we just don't need. We just don't need it. We don't need it. Stay your ass off of social media. We don't need it. Make the music, do your thing, keep it moving. I was laughing at this whole Meg and the baby beef, dark side of the Aquarius. Like, bitch, your ass wants something that you can't get to nobody else. That's very dark side of the Aquarius. And just as I suspected, her stands, moving the goalposts. Well, are you really going to compare being shot? A woman was shot. She's a woman. Protect black women. That Aquarius shit. They're like we're gonna get behind a movement. Like everything is all about the movement, but in efforts like in a weird kind of ironic twist, while you're kind of trying to gather and rally around this altruistic cause and fighting for this good intention cause, you're kind of being more of the problem because like Thank you for the cash app. Marciano has a question. Okay. Hold on, let me see. What's your question, Marciano? Let me see what your question is. Give me just a second. What's your question, Marciano? Protect black women, but send death threats to my black ex friend. Right. There you go. Is this guy that recently came back into, I guess you meant my life? Yeah. Have bad intentions. What's his name, Marciano? And there was a whole clip of her saying she can collab with anybody after the WAP song. Yeah, and people are like, are you really gonna compare that to her being shot? You mean comparing Nicki Minaj? Are you really trying to trivialize Nicki Minaj's pain? Because last I checked, she had a wild, ravaging pelican throwing shoes at her during a public event. So you're saying that's not to be counted in the same way that um Megan told I said Megan Megan told, in the same way that Megan got her pinky toe blown off. A bitch that tried to attack me, a bitch that tried to run up on me, you work with her, bitch. I don't fuck with you. In the same way that you got your pinky toe blown off, and now you mad because somebody worked with that person. Joe, okay. What is Joe's intentions? What are Joe's intentions for Marciano? Put it like that. What are Joe's intentions? You say he's a Pisces. What are Joe's intentions for Marciano? What are Joe's intentions for Marciano? What are Joe's intentions for Marciano? What are Joe's intentions? Joe's intentions. Could you show me Joe's intentions? Oh, Joe's intentions for Marciano. So I don't know if you guys have a prior relationship, but you said he came back into your life, so maybe that's what I'm picking up on. But I get that maybe you guys have had a past or kind of unrequited issues that maybe he hasn't fully been able to resolve. He's also kind of down bad right now. Emotionally, he's going through some things. He could be, isolated from a lot of people right now. Financially, he could probably even be in a bad space. And I think he wants a good time with you, especially with the Knight of Cups over the Three of Cups. Maybe y'all going out, hanging out, communing with one another. But ultimately, I don't think he really knows what he wants because you got the Seven of Wands over the Page of Wands. Could you clarify? And then the Page of Cups, and then the Eight of Cups. So it's like, and that is actually very consistent with him being a Pisces because he may be the type of person who may not be very reliable. So I don't know about like anything serious per se in this exact moment because he gives me that he has somebody with either like a lot of irons on the stove or somebody who doesn't even really have a clear cut understanding of what they want for themselves. But I do feel like in terms of him wanting to connect with you in the moment could be kind of pure. Then we got the moon card. Yeah, I don't know if I would take him seriously because the moon card that could deal with Pisces, but it could also deal with where there could be some deception there. Yeah, hold on just a second for me. He's done you dirty in the past, asked for too much, and never cared. Yeah, I get that he wants to kind of like, I get that he wants to like he feels bad about it, and he may want to like reconnect, and like I said, I think he wants a certain level of access to you. But Pisces are really good for taking people for granted, but you got to take him with a grain of salt. Because like I said, those same issues that he had last time could still be there, in terms of him, like I said, really just not knowing what he wants. That's really what I think it boils down to. Not knowing what he wants. And just being somebody who may not be as forthcoming about what they say they want. You feel me? So he might sell it to you in a different package. But if you want to just deal with him on your terms, you can deal with him on your terms, but don't place too much faith and too much stock in him. Dark sided Pisces can also be very unreliable, very flaky. They can be liars. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep all those things in mind. You feel me? Okay, hold on real quick, y'all. All right, I'm back in effect. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. What y'all want me to say about Normani? When Meg got the Grammy for the best new artist, I got skeptical because of the best new artist curse. Oh, you sure can. What's your question? I guess with that being said, I am doing free readings. I am doing free readings now. I love you. I love you guys down. But if it is placed upon your heart to donate to Hood Astro Q on Cash App, feel free to do so. They are not required, but they are much appreciated. So I will be. I guess I'm opening the floor for free tarot readings for questions. Um, Rachel Suber wants to know: will I become a successful music producer? Okay. Will Rachel become? I could do a Normani. It probably won't be today. It definitely won't be today, but we can do that in the future and ask like what's going on with her, because she was supposed to be popping and then like she just I don't know what happened. But will Daniel, not Daniel, I'm sorry, will Rachel become a successful music producer? 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 Successful music producer. Will Rachel become a successful music producer? Um, I don't know if it's more so. Honestly, I feel like you're destined to do things that could be greater than that. Um, because we got the four swords over the death card, the King of Pentacles over the Ace of Pentacles, and then the Justice card over the Fool card. So it speaks to where it's like you could pursue these things if you really wanted to. But you know what? I feel like another way to interpret this is like if you really, I feel like later on you'll probably discover, like as you continue to try to pursue that, you'll discover that there's something else that may be more fulfilling and worthwhile for you on your journey. But I also feel like too, though, especially with this Four of Swords over the Death card, um, it's going to require you taking a different approach than what you're doing now. Yeah, because you could be somebody who's not really actively acting on that or actively applying yourself, or where there's a certain level of, even with the death card, like a transformation, a newer version of you that needs to be kind of you to really be able to like work towards these things and to bring it into fruition. I see it being hard work, but it's not impossible. But at the end of the day, I don't even know if that's something that you may even want to end up doing with your life, let's say 5 years or 10 years from now. Honestly, to just keep it a buck with you. Yep. Because then you got the Six of Swords, Five of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, then the Star card, Strength card, the Seven of Swords. You just got to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if that's something that you really want to do, then you gotta make the necessary changes to start applying yourself. But like I said, as you undergo that journey, I think you'll find that things will change for you. Like the things that you want will shift and align, and it'll probably take you in a different direction. Daniel Andrew wants to know what's your overall personality. What is Daniel's overall personality? 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 Daniel Andrew. What is Daniel Andrews' overall personality? What is Daniel Andrews' overall personality? Daniel Andrews' overall personality. I don't know if you are an earth sign, like a Taurus, or if you have a lot of earth energy or Taurus placements in your chart, which we got the Hierophant over the Eight of Pentacles. So you could definitely be a person who is very, once again, security driven. Um, Security driven. Somebody who is very, prudent, right? Somebody who is very, in some cases, even judgmental, closed minded, and maybe you're going through a journey or you're undergoing situations that force you to change your approach, especially with this Two of Wands over the Two of Cups. So where like in relationships, maybe you're starting to, you know, want to learn how to diversify your outlook on things more and learning how to be a lot more understanding and accepting of other people. Then you got the World card over the Five of Swords. But I feel like in moments where you do that, maybe you've been betrayed or backstabbed. So maybe you're somebody who kind of even likes to keep your guard up, or you can be very protective of yourself. Ah, come on, Taurus South Node. That's what it is. With a Virgo moon, well, there you go. You're somebody who could be very, defensive or protective of yourself. And like I said, I feel like when you let people in, maybe they could disappoint you, you know? But that honestly, even with you being a Scorpio North Node, that's low key part of the course. A lot of Scorpio North Nodes, you're supposed to be somebody in this lifetime where it's like you're gonna live a life that's very like stability is gonna be something that you may not have much of, and it's gonna feel like it's gonna feel very uncomfortable, and it can play itself out in a lot of your relationships too. So you kind of have to learn how to adjust to that, and that spread kind of even speaks to that. Love life. Okay. What does Jamorian have next? Coming up next in a love life. What does Jamarion have coming up next in their love life? What's next for Jamorion's love life? Jamorion's love life. Jamorion Lockett. What is coming up next in Jamorion's love life? What is next in Jamorion's love life? No problem. What is Jamorion's love life looking like? What's coming up next in Jamorion's love life? Hey, problem face.
Mom, can we go to dinner?
Okay, so when it comes to your love life, natal chart reading. Who are you, Marciano? Email me because I don't know your email address. I go by like the email addresses. So email me and I'll update you. Um. Okay, so we got the Hierophant over the Six of Pentacles, the World card over the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands over the Sun card. So basically, I see you being in a state where I don't know if you are a person who is accustomed to like helping other people, if that's the role that you played in a lot of your relationships. But I see that at this point in your life, especially with the World card over the Queen of Cups, you're coming or you're approaching the end of a karmic cycle. So at this point, I feel like you're exploring your options. You could be leaving behind a certain situation or learning how to set your boundaries and your limits with a certain situation, and learning not to give of other people to your own detriment. Um, but I think in the future, I think especially with the Two of Wands over the Sun, the Seven of Wands, the Five of Cups, King of Swords. I feel like you could be wanting to like get back in the dating arena or really explore your options, and especially with the Sun card and have fun. But I will say this: don't overthink it because you got the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the what is this? The Seven of Wands. Like it's easy to kind of approach it from a standpoint of trying to like, what is it called, like, oh, mind over matter, or moving from your head space over your heart space, right? But I feel like if you approach it and you're too mechanical, it might not go the way that you want. So allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to be vulnerable is going to be important. But also, actually, you know what, I take that back. I feel like it could be the opposite. You could be the type of person who probably doesn't. You might be a person who listens to your heart more than your head, or who could allow people to tug at your heartstrings more than you appeal to your own sense of logic, especially with the Seven of Cups here. So the message is reversed. You actually may need to operate more so from your head space. Otherwise, you can manifest tower moments. So that's the best way to go about dating, and in terms of like, your upcoming situations. Because I feel like you could be tested, you could be tempted, you could meet somebody who may seem like they're everything on paper, or at somebody who may not be what they claim to be, or somebody who could want something from you, and it's easy to get you sucked in. You know what I'm saying? Type vibes. So learning how to make decisions based off of like practicality, going based off of what you can see and what can be proven over word of mouth and what people tell you or sob stories is going to be very important. All right, guys. So I am going to dip because I got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'm going to check my emails and get going. So thank you guys for joining me for this live. I will definitely keep it up. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and have an excellent Cancer season. Bye, y'all.